Everybody, welcome back to Handmade by Shirley. Thank you to those who have been looking at my older videos while I was away on holiday. That really does help, and thanks for all your lovely comments. So I'm back today and it's glorious sunshine in Scotland. It was glorious sunshine in England as well, and probably about 5 degrees warmer, but it's still lovely and in the 20s here today. So I hope you do get to enjoy the sunshine, and perhaps we'll come in later and watch one of my videos. And so I've got these fabulous stamps and stencil, which is 3 stencils from a company called Unico. And they're on Instagram. I dare say they're on Facebook as well. I'd seen them through someone else's channel. I cannot remember who, but I really liked some of the stamp sets and stencils. There's lots of different ones. This one is it's a kind of, what would you call it, retro stencil. It's a sort of retro stencil, this one. So you get 3 stencils that layer and make a sort of nice shaped retro background. It's called layering Bauhaus block, so Bauhaus, should say it. And this one is a lovely stamp, which is mid-century modern florals. Excuse me. So I thought I'd just come on and do a couple of cards with these, because I've seen some lovely designs on, as I say, it's at Unico Limited, I think, on Instagram, definitely. I'm sure it's at Unico Limited. You can look it up if you're interested. And there's lots of inspiration there. And it's a lady called Beverly Brown, I'm sure that's her name, who designs these, and has her company from her own space in England. So I've got 4 pieces or 3 pieces. Is it 3 or 4? I think it's 4. I don't know if I'll manage to do the 4 in this one video, but I've got 4 pieces that measure 4 3/4 squared of white, super smooth pink frog crafts card, and I've got 5 by 5 bases that I'm going to pop these onto. So I'm going to get started. So I'm going to start with the stencil first, I think, because I do like a bit of stenciling. And I've got this piece of laminated paper that I just got from Canva, and I've just downloaded it, printed it out, and then I laminated it. So don't think these have got numbers on them to say 1, 2 or 3, but I don't suppose it really matters where you start. But I think I'm going to start with this one. So if I turn my piece of card over, and I want it relatively, well, in the middle, it doesn't have to be, but probably, so I can see through here where the card is, and it's slightly squint. And I'm going to stick it down with something, if I've got something on the... Now, I do have a spray, but I've never actually used it, so it would be easier. Actually, I've got some washi tape here, which I think I'll just use. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick it down so that it stays still. A bit still anyway, hopefully, but I'm going to just hinge. Oh, see, I've moved that already. Just get it back there. So I'm going to hinge it at the top like that, and that's all really I think I need to do. Or maybe I should just do some at the bottom as well. I think that's run out now. That's okay, fair enough. I've used it quite a bit, so I'm just sticking this on to secure the bottom. I was going to just hinge it, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to secure it down. So I've got some Distress Oxide colours here, and I've got my blending brushes. So I'm just going to use a bit of a mixture of colours to do this. I'm not going to think about it too much because you know that I don't really want to do that. I've got my cloth ready to wipe. So I'm picking a few colours. So I've got Abandoned Coral first. I'm just going to get my brush, which has the orange colours on it, and I'm just going to go over all these areas. I do love layering stencils. Just love. I thought I could try and make some myself with Mylar, but it's not as easy as you think. But I did think I could try and make some, but I might try at some point. But it's getting round to these things. Right, so that's my first one. I'm gently going to peel that off, and I'm going to wipe it right away, the stencil, because I don't want it to transfer the colour. So you can see that really nice stencil there, which is lovely. So just pop that here. Now I don't have a basin of soapy water, but you could have that beside you, or a very wet cloth. So I've got a wet cloth here, and I'm just going to get my other little laminated sheet I've made, and I'm going to just get rid of that ink straight away because I don't want it to be staining the stencil or perishing it in any way. So I think that's okay. Put that one over to dry over there, and I'll go to number 2. So I'm going to change the colour up to what I change it to. So let's go to stencil number 2. So don't see numbers on it, but I don't think you really need them. So I want to just cover over these bits that I've already done, because the next part is going to be a different area. So just trying to make sure that that's totally accurate and that the bits you don't want to be coloured in are covered. Just make sure that stays in place. That's it. So I'll stick that on. It's like it's moved very slightly there. Still think it has, it's fine. Just stick that at the bottom. I mean, I could have used my sticky mat as well to do that, but I've just doing it this way. So now I'm going to use mustard seed. So, there we go. So just going over all the areas. The other ones shouldn't be touched because you've covered it over with, well, the stencil covers over and only has the spaces open that need coloured with the second colour. Okay, so let's see what this one is. So that's Abandoned Coral and Mustard Seed I've used for the second stencil. Wow, that's so cool. That's even cool like that. I love it. I do love it. So the same thing again. Wash your stencil straight away, and then you won't have any problems with it staining or anything like that. That's fine. We'll just pop that over to that side to dry now. And let's get our third colour, which is going to be, get our stencil. So our third colour is going to be, let me think what would look nice with that. Oh, let's do Twisted Citron. Let's do that. So let's get this on. Okay, I think that's fine. If it moves again, I'll have to reposition it, but like that, if she moves it again. Right, let's just get it in. I think that's it. Yep. And this bit here. Okay, so Twisted Citron. Let's just do our final one in Twisted Citron. So it's going to be lovely. It's going to be so nice. There we go. So let's have the reveal. Wowie, that is cool. I like it. Fabulous. What do you think, folks? I think that is brilliant. Absolutely lovely. I think I went out slightly there, but not bad in all. So that's the first card. So I'm just going to leave it as a stencil piece first on its own, and I'll put a nice sentiment on to it from either, I need to get rid of this first because I don't want it to dry onto it. So I'm going to leave that stenciled one first, and that'll be my first card, and then we'll change it up slightly on the next ones. Take this off as well, because obviously I can use that again. Don't let that go on the actual card. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. It's so lovely. And the stencils and stamps that I have seen on this website are really, they're affordable. They're reasonably priced. So they're not like really expensive or anything, but the results are phenomenal, as you can see. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm just going to pop down these edges because the edges have gone up and I've cut it with the trimmer. So just a quick push down with your bone folder or something else, and that just kind of flattens that like that. So I'm just going to put it straight on like that. I'm not going to put a layer on it at all. So let's just get these. Oops. That's nice. It's just quite clean and simple, but very, very effective indeed. Really do like it. Hope you do too. So, now what did I do with these words? I've been cleaning this craft room yet again, as I often do. So the wording's probably somewhere. Let's see what this is up here. Let's do each day is an adventure. So I've got some leftover card here, and I'm just going to do it in one of the VersaFine clear colours. So we've got yellows, reds, well, peachy colours, and we've got green. Let's just do it with, I've got a green here. Yeah, let's do it with this verdant colour. Like so. There we go. And then I'm just going to chop that up. Well, not quite chop it up. I'm going to cut it out with, I'm just going to use my big shears. And it's just going to go along. I'll try and cut this straight. I'm not very good at cutting things straight, you know. Have you noticed? I could put it straight on, or I could put it along there, but I think that kind of hides it. I wonder if I could pop it up the side. Not sure. What do we think? Or pop it kind of more to us. Let's see, let's just chop it down a wee bit more. Another bit of chopping at the top, I think. Cut that bit off. See, I mean, it could go along there, kind of in the middle. I think let's just put it in the middle. I don't really want to hide the actual pattern, but I think it's fine because it's kind of in the middle of the pattern. So we'll have that one there. So that is card, oops, squint surely. That is card number 1. Hope you like it. And let's go on to using the stamps. So obviously you can use the stamps and the stencil together, but today I'm just going to do a couple with the stamps separate to the stencil. But obviously you can use both. So that's card number 1. Pop this away for a moment. And let's get the stamps out. And do one that is a stamping one. So probably don't need these at the minute. Just pop that out the way. Right. So that out the way. So we've got all these lovely shapes, sort of oval shapes, circles. Even these leaves are kind of like the Orla Keeley type background to me. That's what, because I've got a couple of, well, I've got Orla Keeley blinding curtains in my kitchen, and they're these leaves, and it kind of reminds me of that, but they're not, obviously. So let's start with a few of these and see what we can make. So let's start with the leaf one first and see what we can do. So I'm going to take the relief paper cellophane off even, and I'm going to just pop. So I'm going to do this leaf first because it's a bit bigger, And I'm going to use, I think I will use Distress Oxides for this. I'm going to use Wilted Violet for this one. And I'm going to just, I could draw a line of some description if I wanted to know where I was going to do it, but I'm just going to do it freehand. So I'm just going to do one there, and then go in slightly further up to there, and then leave a space again, slightly further up for that one, and then leave another space again. There we go. And then I'm going to do it again, just a wee bit over from that at the bottom, and then I can use these other ones to guide me up the rest of the page. Like that. Like that. And then I'm going to just come off slightly, which it doesn't matter. And the same on that side. I'm going to just have a little bit, because so it looks like it's been cut from a larger sheet or something, and it just gives that effect. There we go. And I could even do that just at the bottom here as well. Probably didn't need to do that at the bottom, but I've done it now. So just get rid of that and get rid of this off here, so it's not transferring anywhere. Now I want to do the smaller leaf. So if I get the smaller leaf now onto a block, and just to decide what colour I would like that to be. So I've used Wilted Violet. Other colours, I've got Dusty Concord, but I'm not sure. What about Mowed Lawn? Let's use that as another colour. So I'm just going to start here, like that. And slightly out of alignment. Doesn't worry. Just enjoy the process, really, is the thing, isn't it? And I can have a wee bit on the side here just to keep that pattern going. And I could, if I wanted, have a little bit up here as well. There we go. Happy with that, and I think that looks good. And now there is one that's got a line, like a stem. So I'm going to get that now, and I'm going to pop that onto a slightly bigger block. Like that now, and then I'm going to go down the middle. Now some of these are out of alignment, so hopefully we'll get something that will work. So let's see what we'll use this time. Let's use Dusty Concord this time. and then just kind of hovering over the bit in the middle. There we go. Try to join them together. And that really does look Orlakeely-ish, doesn't it? I think it does anyway. There we go, that is so lovely. It's really, really pretty. Really like it. Oh, didn't do a good job there, did I? Didn't do a good job there. Yeah, that one's slightly out of alignment, surely. Try and get it straighter up the middle. So I'm really just aiming to get straight up the middle of these leaf shapes in between. But because they're slightly out of alignment, they're a bit squiff. Not to worry. Try harder next time. It's fine. It's actually fine. That one's a bit squiff. There we go. Quite happy with that. That bit's a bit out of alignment as well, isn't it? That's fine. I'm quite happy with that one. Right, so what I want to do next is I want to stamp. I've got this piece of spare card here that came off the offcuts of the ones I cut out. So what I want to do next is to get my base card, and I want to put this onto it like that. And I mean, I think that looks nice. You could add a sentiment to that if you wanted just on its own. I mean, there's 100,000,000 things you could do with these. They're just so versatile. I mean, what I could actually even do is pop something in between. But what I've decided, actually that's not the one I was looking for, is that I'm going to take this one. I'm going to make a flower and then cut it out, hopefully, she says. So I'm going to take, I've got green and purple, which really go nicely together. Now I have got some VersaFine clear inks on the table as well, which I can use. So I have got the VersaFine clear, which is the verdant, which I'm going to use for this. So this part of the flower. So I'm going to just stamp into there like that, and that is beautiful. Really like that. Just get rid of that, and then I've got a choice of stamps I could pop in the middle. So I could pop a solid colour. I could sort of put this sort of etched, not etched, it's sort of, I don't know what you'd call it. It's a kind of burlappy type background. If I wanted, I could just put that oval in the middle. Whatever, let me see. Let's go for this one because I quite like it, and I'm going to use a different colour. So I'm going to actually use the wilted violet one this time, the oxides. I'm just going to hover over the top here and just make sure it's kind of in there. If it doesn't work, we can do it again, but that is absolutely fine for me. Slightly out. I don't know if that's supposed to be slightly out. Now what I'm going to do is do this long piece again, long stem, on, try and get it straightish, and I'm going to use the Modelon for this one. So it's a sort of mixture of inks. Oh, try not to hit the camera, surely. there we go. That's nice. Obviously I could make that a bit longer if I wanted. Now I've got these lovely leaves again, or leaves, whatever you want to call them, and I'm going to set them on the bottom in twisted citron, because they are the bigger leaves. So just there, like that, which is very nice. Oh, really do like these. And the slightly smaller ones I'm going to do up here. Just pull that there. So these are going to just go on there. So just got another wee block. So I'm going to use this time. We'll use the, where is it? Let's use the Dusty Concord for this one. Might be needing refilled, that one. Right. Do it a bit straighter and go about there. That's cool. And then what I want to do is to cut that down. So I'm going to use my trimmer to cut it down. So that measures at the moment 2.5. So if we cut it to 2.25 by 3.5, well, maybe a bit less, so we'll make that 3 and make it 3. I'll cut that off. No, managed to do it. So that was, so let's just make this a bit smaller as well. So that's, no, that's too short. Let's just make that a bit shorter. I might just do a slight cut there as well. Let's see what this is going to look like on card front. So this is going to go on the front. That is going to go on here. Now I think I do need something else here just to make this stand out. So I've got another piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get, now which one would look better? So let's just get the mowed lawn, and I'm just going to go round this piece here. I'm just going to slide this over the top like that, just to make that into a layer. And I'll just let me put my finger all over it. I am going to come back in a minute when I've dried it. Right, so I'm back, I've dried that, I've layered it on, I think that'll be fine. So let's just get this popped on to the front, and I think we'll just finish here because I don't want the video to go on too long. I'll come back with much more. And please check out my social media pages, that they'll be in the information box of this video, which will be below. So you'll be able to see them on my social media pages, Instagram and Facebook. And I don't know if there's a Facebook group for this particular brand, but if there is, I dare say they'll be on there or some other site. So I've thoroughly enjoyed using these, they're super. But do go along to Unico's webpage or through link to through Instagram, and you can see their fabulous inspiration there, and obviously there's a link to the shop as well. So there we go, I think that's quite nice. So I'm going to pop that onto the middle, and I'm going to pop on some words as well, I think. Pop that think is the middle. Probably roughly there, I think. That looks middle-ish to me. Keep these pieces because you never know, you might need them for something. Now, I think I might just pop this middle little bit in just to kind of, for me it confirms it's a flower, but I mean it is a flower anyway, but just for me. That's a bit squint, but I've kind of done it now, I've kind of committed. So I'm going to go in with the wilted violet because it's a bit deeper. I don't think I used the wilted violet, I probably did. Just press that into the middle and that's fine, and that really does look nice. I am very happy with that indeed. So I've got a little piece of something that I need to hopefully find some wording for. So let's just do this one that's on here, but we'll do it. God, I need a bigger bit. I've got some bits here at the side I can use. So let's do it in. What will we use colour wise? I don't know why I'm doing that, Shirley. Why are you doing that? I don't know. So let's see what we use colour wise. So we've got let's see, what's that colour? Just looking at my VersaFine clears I've got on the table. Don't think they're any use. Let's just have. I could actually use this one, which is the same one I used for the other card. So just use that, and I've got Breathe Deep. I'm going to turn it over to that side. There we go. It's a bit squint, but that's okay. I can fix that, hopefully, she says. So I'm just using my big scissors again just to cut that bit off, because we seem to have a bit of stuff there. That should be fine. And just finish up. Hopefully I can cut this kind of straightish. I stamped it squintly, didn't I? Never mind. So I can either have it over here or just down at the bottom, or I could cut it up actually and have two separates, which might be quite nice. I could have Breathe Deep. Let's go for that. Straight, yeah, this bit's squint in the middle. Oh well, it's a handmade card, isn't it? It's squint, I can see that now. And I'm sure you were probably saying it's a bit squint, but anyway, it's about the process and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So here we go. So there are my two cards from Unico with their stamps and their stencil. So I hope you've enjoyed watching today. Let me know your thoughts as always, and please do, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing. Consider looking in the information box. There's lots of details in there. That there's lots of information. As I said in a post, I've got cards coming out my ears, and it'd be great if you would consider helping me to buy these from me and just help me with my postage because, you know, postage does add up, but it's always nice to receive cards. So if you want one, please do buy me a coffee. Email me to let me know which ones you'd like, and I can send them out to you. Okay, thanks so much, and I'll be back soon. Bye for now.